Hey everyone, it's Quad and we'll be bringing you another 1 vs 1, this time between MouzMorrow and ESCGoody. So, if you do not know who either of these players are, you should. Goody he has his own style of play. He's Goody, he doesn't do what anyone else does, because Goody does not like Marines, he does not like medevacs, he does not like anything that does not come out of the factory. Or obviously the command center, because he needs those SCVs so he can actually make the factories and make the stuff that comes out of the factories. But if you have not seen any of Goody's games, he likes to go 3 or 4 factories on 2 base. He gets 3 tech labs and 1 reactor going, just constantly churning out blue flame hellions. He does some harass with those blue flame hellions, but he mainly uses those blue flame hellions just to tank, while his tanks do all the siege damage. And then he just uses Thors in case the person or his opponent actually makes stuff that flies up in the air. And meanwhile, Morrow is actually very, very well known for his Baneling bus. He's an avid fan of the Kirk style Baneling bus, which is about at 8 to 9 minute mark, where you basically, I don't know, it's like 22 Banelings, and yeah, Morrow uses it to great effect. It's very annoying and hard to scout for Terran, and it can easily win your game. And so Morrow will be making 15 hatch. It appears as, actually no, this will be the scouting drone, although he still will be making a 15 hatch, I do believe, as no spawning pool is going down, and it only makes sense because this map is Taldir and Malter. This is the LE version. It is the full 3rd natural, although it is blocked off by the rocks. And Goody, what are you? I think Goody will also be doing a 15 command center. So if Goody's actually able to hold this off, this will work out quite well for him, as his command center will be almost done. Will be done at almost the exact same time as the Zerg's hatchery, which is not really what you want as a Zerg. You know, okay, they're both built at the same time. I was just thinking that the hatchery built a little bit faster from some odd reason, but it doesn't. And we will be seeing. There won't be any action as of yet, as both players have early expanded the pool. For Morrow has just gone down at 17, actually a very late pool, and it is a pretty it's pretty smart from him, as he does know that Goody is not known for his 2 racks early pressure, and Morrow has already seen this early command center, so we will see how he reacts. He may put up a very quick Baneling's nest, or he may even go for that Kirk style Baneling nest, or Baneling bus, excuse me, or he may even just decide to play a macro game and attempt to beat Goody's mech ball of doom. And it was Goody actually making Marines, which he does not make very many of them. I've actually never seen a game where Goody actually upgrades his Marine save one time in the GSL against or TSL, excuse me, versus Naniwan. So Goody getting both orbital commands at the exact same time, and Morrow's and Goody's expansions have finished, so still nothing too interesting going on. Speed has not started for Morrow. He's just starting to get his gas. 2 queens are on the way. Meanwhile, Goody has not yet fully walled this off. Has he scouted that at 15 hatch? Yes, yeah, he has. Goody has seen this, so he's aware that there's most likely no aggression, so he will not be walling off quite yet. Although I do expect another barracks or maybe even a bunker and supply depot to go down to plug up that gap. And actually, just depending on how Goody walls off, it could influence Morrow's reaction. If Goody does make this wall with a supply depot, Morrow could decide to exploit that and actually go for Baneling bus, as the supply depot is very, very easy to take down. Only 4 or 5 Banelings needed to do it. And especially against Goody style, which Morrow most likely does know about, which is a heavy factory, he will know that there will not be too many Marines here, and so Goody will be walling off with another barracks and a supply depot. And so this makes this wall very, very susceptible to actually Baneling bus, so we will see how Morrow does react. No Baneling nest is going down now, although he does have 9 drones coming out, so he is droning quite heavily. Another gas is going down, but no layer has started yet for Morrow. Morrow has the gas, he has the minerals, and he's getting even more gas, and there's a Baneling's nest, excuse me. So this will most likely be a Kirk style Baneling bus, I assume, yeah, there's no layer coming out, and if you're doing a Kirk's bus, you don't really need that layer. Baneling's, so this will come down to Goody's ability to actually defend this. Goody is I think he's aware of the danger of a possible Baneling bus, especially being that his opponent is Morrow, the king of Baneling bus, and he will be throwing down 2 bunkers, actually fairly well placed. as he does know that if Baneling's bus does come out, they will attack the supply depot. So we do have quite the number of Zerglings coming out. We just had about 20 plus Zerglings spawn, 8 more on the way, and I can only assume even more Zerglings will be coming out, while Goody is actually laying down 3 factories. Here's 2 of these will most likely get tech labs, while another one will get a reactor on, and not quite sure whether he will opt for tanks first or Hellions. And the 3rd bunker is actually going down. Goody suspects something. I don't know how he saw it. He didn't scout. He didn't send any scan. But 15 Banelings, even more Banelings as another group get morphed in, are morphing in. So this is going to be quite scary for Goody, who only has about 2 bunkers full of Marines, and he's only making another bunker. So he has 12 Marines, enough to fill off these 3 bunkers, and I don't quite know if this will be enough. These bunkers are a little bit close together, these 2 here, so they will share splash damage. And the Zerglings are coming in. The Hellions are about to pop out. Blue Flame not nearly done. Banelings do go and tear down that supply depot. SCV's here ready to repair. They eat a couple of Banelings, and one other bunker goes down. The Zerglings are tearing on it. 2nd bunker down. Bunch of Marines shooting. SCV's pulled off the line to try to repair, but the bunker does go down. Hellions coming in. The barracks here is on fire. More Banelings are being morphed in, and the SCVs are coming in. Try to fix up the wall. The barracks does get repaired, and these Zerglings will be held off for now, but there are more Banelings coming in, so we will just see if Morrow continues to go for the aggression, as 16 Zerglings do just pop out. And Goody in a fairly decent position right now, although we can see that he's by no means out of the wood yet, as 7 more Banelings are being morphed in, and 3 Banelings are on the field, so 10 Banelings will definitely be enough to tear down this wall. This barracks is at less than half health, and Banelings will be going in just about now. There are 6 Hellions here, so this might be enough to hold off. Blue Flame is crucially not done yet. 6 seconds for it to be done. Banelings do take down it, and Hellions begin to kite. Banelings explodes on the Marines. Zerglings in the mineral line taking here, but Blue Flame has finished, so Goody will be able to fend off all of these Zerglings most likely now, and Morrow is knowing this. He is giving up the aggression as 9 drones do come out, and Goody surviving by the skin of his teeth. We can actually see a couple Banelings managed to get into this mineral. Look how red all these SCVs are. They're all around 10 health. That's actually really sad for if Morrow had one other Baneling in here. We could see easily 10, 12 SCVs would be dead, and that would put him in a much better spot. And actually, Morrow, being very smart, he's putting down a Roach War, and he's walling off with that Evo Chamber, a hatchery, a macro hatch, and 2 other Spine Crawlers, just because he knows he doesn't have anything to really stop those Hellions, and he can't rely on Zerglings because he needs to actually pump units, or else he will be very, very far behind, as we can see his lair is quite delayed. It's not even finished yet at the almost 12-minute mark, and Morrow just needs to pump drones to get back into this game, as we do see he has gone up to 50 drones compared to around the 30-35 that he must have been at when that Baneling bus did come in, while Goody not losing too many SCVs, although he probably did lose about 10 or so. You can actually check just in this tab here. Actually, wow, 18 SCVs killed by Morrow. That's actually great. So, oh, this is kind of interesting here. The game has kind of evened out, as Morrow has done a great job of getting back into this. Goody will take map control here with these 5 Hellions, and he's just going to scout around, and 3rd base is down for Morrow, which Goody has scouted. This SCV will be a hero and take it down all by his lonesome. Meanwhile, the Hellions poke up, see the wall, which is actually quite interesting by Morrow. I really like that. Just because the Hellions won't be able to do anything, and the Hellions do move down here and will be working on this hatchery, which will take forever to kill, as Hellions simply do not do damage to buildings. Meanwhile, we look at Goody's base. He has started tank production. He is continuing to make Hellions, and he has finished the double armory, getting double upgrades, which is quite nice, and is beginning to put down missile turrets just as Spire is finished. So actually a great choice by Goody, and Goody has done something also characteristically un-Goody-like, continuing to make Marines. He now has 8 Marines on the field. We do see these Hellions are actually getting this hatchery quite low, almost below the 400 mark. Roaches do come in, Roaches without speed, so Goody's going to do some ring around the rosy, maybe try to take this down, but he will actually just run right away, sacrifice the lone SCV, and this hatchery will survive with... It would take another minute for those Hellions to kill it, but it's still very vulnerable. We will see if Goody actually goes for a drop to take it out, as that could just be very, very easy to do. Just one medevac of Stin Marauders would destroy this in seconds. The Zerg would not have any chance at all, and so Goody is aware of this, and Morrow, excuse me, will be aware of this and throw down a Spine Crawl, grabbing both gases as Mules do pop out, and the Hellions continue to patrol around the map, take out and try to kill this one Roach, although it appears one Roach can easily take out 5 Hellions, and this is funny, and Mules will be coming in. They do take fire from this turret here, and the Thor will fire a few shots off. Mules actually do come in, and they will take off this SCV repair building here and fly into another missile turret. Just as another Thor spawns, that Thor actually couldn't have spawned at a better time, and almost all these Mules will die actually. Viking spawns too. That couldn't have happened at a worse time for Morrow. Both Mules under the 20 health mark. This Viking might actually grab both of them. One shot grabs one, and the last Mules will actually barely get out. Just a one Viking shot away from being dead, and this Viking will also chase away this Overlord, which was spewing creep on top of the rocks. That's going to make that expansion extremely difficult to take. Creepy rocks are not easy to clear off, and Goody is actually going to be pushing out now. This is kind of interesting timing. He has 3 Thors to battle off the Mules. He has a large amount of Blue Flame Hellions. There's another couple scooting around the map. Here's the other 4. So this will bring the total to about 13 actually, and 5 tanks. And Marines! Goody's attacking with Marines. This can't be Goody. What is happening? Meanwhile, Goody is not expanding behind this. He's continuing to make tanks, and he is now at 4 factories, actually 5 factories, as this factory does begin constructing again. And Goody will be setting up the siege here. Hellions are just kind of being Hellions, not really doing anything. They can't actually kill anything aside from Zerglings and drones. And Morrow here actually doing quite a good idea. He's trying to flank these tanks, although crucially he does not quite have speed yet, so he cannot engage for another time. And these Thors moving up, tanks also leapfrogging forward, and this actually could go over. And Goody has a scouting command center. Actually kind of smart, kind of useful, but kind of stupid. But Goody will actually probably lose these tanks. Zerglings come in, tank the tank shots, and Roaches will come in and most likely kill off both these tanks, as the Thors do come down with the Blue Flame Hellions and chase off these Roaches again. And the command center will also be chased away. And the natural by from Morrow is under fire, as Morrow simply does not have the forces to actually take this out, as we can see Goody is actually being quite ahead in the food count here. And Hellions come into this mirror line, get off a beautiful shot actually, roast a whole lot of drones, and will then back off again to get repaired by these SCVs, which is actually a genius by Goody, I find. So he can't use medevacs to keep his army alive like a normal bio push would, and so instead Goody brings a couple SCVs and just uses them to constantly repair. That's because, and meanwhile Morrow's actually making a large number of Mules, 7 more Mules coming out. It would be enough to clean up this force if he had not lost all those Mules earlier, but actually 11 Mules may be enough. There are not that many Marines, and Mules magic boxed around Thors will actually be able to take them out fairly well, especially if Morrow brings in all these Roaches that he has over here, and none over there actually. Meanwhile, Goody is actually moving to take his 3rd base down over here, and he will be trying to reinforce with a large amount of Hellions. They do get past all these Roaches, which are actually well placed by Morrow to intercept any reinforcements, and Goody looks like he's going to be setting up camp. He's building a couple missile turrets. Mules are continuing to gather. That's actually 16 Mules. That might barely be enough, but these 2 missile turrets being made here will actually could actually turn the bounce, and Morrow scouts those out, and he will take this to go, and he does move in the Mules. They do magic box, the turrets do finish, and SCVs are actually repairing the Thors, and ooh, big volley by the Thors actually damages a lot of these Mules, and one Thor will most likely go down, and Morrow loses almost all those Mules. That is not good by him, for him at all. Goody is now actually well entrenched here, although he cannot supply any reinforcements, and Goody shows no signs of wanting to move at all. So these units will probably die just in a matter of time, but just by being here, they're doing so much damage to Morrow, who has his 3rd, 4th, and 5th base, which has been spotted and will be killed off by Hellions. They're completely isolated. Morrow has no real way of actually ooh, and Hellions actually dart in the middle one, blows a hell of a lot of drones. Oh my god, how many kills do those Hellions have? We got one here with 20 kills, 14 kills, and ooh, didn't see that one, and they do get chased off by those Roaches, and they kill a hell of a lot of drones. Oh my god, but Granted, those drones weren't doing a lot, but still, those drones will be needed for later, as Morrow's actually kind of drying up. He has this one base here, which Hellions are actually moving in down here, and it will roast quite a number of drones if Goody controls them correctly. The Spineclaw and the Queen should be able to kill them eventually, but Morrow splits his drones, pulls them back, and actually these Hellions will not do too much damage anymore, and Morrow is definitely not in a good position. He has this force entrenched just outside of his base. He has lost quite a bit of mining and drones from his third base. The Queen will kill off all of these the last Hellion here, and Goody is actually looking quite well. He's gotten his fourth base not quite up and running, but his third base is quite healthy. It is a planetary fortress, which means it will never ever die, and Morrow is continuing to make roaches. He actually has quite a large amount of roaches here. Goody not going to be pushing down over there. He does not really have the strong enough force to attack that, especially if he's caught unsieged, and these roaches are actually moving in, and from actually all sides, a triple-sided flank. This force from Goody will actually finally die off, and Morrow now has the ability to take his natural and saturate his third base, so he's in a slightly better position. But as we see, Goody actually moving with a huge amount of Hellions to this third base, and will most likely roast all the 4 drones, and these Hellions actually... Okay, 20-30 Hellions, almost enough to two-shot a Queen, and huge amount of roaches do come in. Big siege from Goody. Roaches will back off, and Morrow is in an increasingly worse position. Hellions do come in, and oh my god, oh, that was brutal. Every single drone there almost got roasted, and Goody does not really have much anti-air, and actually a fair amount of missiles do come in. These Marines do not have stim, they do not have shields, they will not be able to kill these missiles, and this is a sacrificial push from Goody. He does not have any anti-air, and we do see now 3 Thors are being made, and Morrow is moving down the map with all of these roaches. He will most likely try to take out this base. We will see if he is able to, but Goody meanwhile doing a lot of damage here. These tanks will be sieging up over here, most likely to shell this third base, and Morrow comes straight in. He's actually surrounding the planetary. Goody does not have the reaction time, and the third base from Goody will finally go down, and all these SCVs will be killed as Goody's attention was just somewhere else. But Goody does also have this base here. Meanwhile, Morrow is losing his entire main. The Spiral will most likely go down. More mules have come out and will be cleaning up these tanks, but by the minute, Morrow is in an ever-worsening position. He has lost his 4th base here. His 5th base has been constantly denied by all of these Hellions running around, and this base is getting close to mined out. It's still fairly healthy, about 500, but in the next 2-3 minutes, it will definitely not be looking too good, and Morrow finally cleans up the last of this force with Hellions with actually 4, 5, 6 kills apiece, which is quite good, but they will not be sufficient to hold this up. And actually, Goody here, wow, that's awesome. Goody just surrounded roaches with his Hellions so that his Thors could catch up to the roaches to kill them. And seems as if Morrow made a ill-advised attempt to snipe the now third base of Goody, and Goody this time actually having a much better reaction time, and this Hellion does scout out this base here from Morrow, and Goody losing his refinery over here, as the big arrow tells me. Now looks like Goody will be going for the death push. All the mules come in, and Morrow GG's, and frankly that's all that he can do. He does not have any real mining. Goody's solidly entrenched on 3 bases, although his natural and main are completely mined out, but simply put, Morrow does not have the forces to defend this. The only reason he lived from that all tank and all Hellion push was because simply Goody did not make anything that could shoot up. But now we can see that Goody has how many? 9 Thors? He's got even probably more. He's got 10 Thors and 2 more on the way, and no amount of roaches that Morrow can produce off of 1 base will be able to take out all of those Thors, especially if Goody brings any SCVs to repair them. But I don't know. That's Goody for you. Goody doesn't care if there's any mules or not. He's going to attack you with tanks and Hellions, and he's going to kill you even if he loses everything. So, anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope to see you all next time.